Hi, I'm Haley,
And I'm Bree.
and welcome to Great Magical Day.
Today we're going to be going over our individual top 5 favorite serial killers for a total of top 10.
Yes.
And Haley will start us today.
All right. So, my number 5 serial killer, it's gonna be one we all know of. John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown. What he used to do was, well, it's actually funny how he would get people. Well, it's not funny for the victims, clearly, but it's crazy how often this trick he used worked.
Right.
Because he had so many victims. What he would do is he'd have like these pair of handcuffs, and he would give them to people to put on. Like after doing it himself, so he'd get out and say, "Hey, can you do it? Can you do the magic trick of getting out the handcuffs?" And he told them it was magic trick handcuffs, but it wasn't. It was real handcuffs, and that's how he got them. And they would use the real handcuffs, and then they would be stuck. And then he was like, "Ha ha, you're gonna be my victim now."
And it worked multiple times.
Yeah, like a lot of people just really wanted to see if they could do it, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, that's how he used to get his victims. And anyway, he liked to be a clown, I guess. He would do clown, like, I don't know if he ever dressed as a clown while killing people. I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but he dresses a clown for like his birthday parties and stuff like that, which is just as creepy, I feel like.
Yeah, it is. And then he painted them when he was in prison, but, you know. That's John Wayne Gacy. Oh yeah, he killed a bunch of, like, boys.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, and my number 5 is another popular one. Everybody's heard of Ted Bundy. Everybody knows about him. Zac Efron did that movie about him. He's known as an attractive serial killer.
I mean, I feel like if Ted Bundy, or it was actually like what? If it was Zac Efron Ted Bundy, I would be dead.
Everybody would fall for
if
that.
It was Zac Efron Ted Bundy, like, come on, Zac Efron here, guys.
Yeah.
But the thing about Ted Bundy is like, okay, so some people think he's like super skilled, but at the same time, is he skilled or is he just the first one to do stuff and they weren't prepared?
Yeah.
Like, was he the first one to think of it? I guess in that in itself is kind of creative.
Yeah, it is creative if you're the first one to do something that's pretty inventive.
Yeah. He did escape like so many times.
Yeah, a lot of close calls there. So
yeah,
that's why he's my number 5.
Yeah. So that is like a solid one.
Yeah.
So my number 4 is Unsolved, and my number 4 is the New Orleans Axeman. New Orleans Axeman. I don't know. Somebody tell us how to say it in the comments. Cause New Orleans.
I feel like.
New Orleans.
Somebody correct me, but New Orleans.
Yeah, I think that's closer. We live in, like, what is it? One of those states that people always say wrong.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get everybody right now. It's Oregon, like your organs inside of your body.
Yeah, Oregon.
Not Oregon.
Definitely not Oregon. I don't care if it makes sense to you or not. It's not Oregon. If you
you're
say that, I think you're stupid.
Yeah, it's like if you're from Oregon, you know what it's called, and if you're not from Oregon, don't try to put a label on us. Okay.
Yeah. Oregon.
Say it right.
Oregon.
But so anyway, the New Orleans Axeman, what's really creepy about him is A, he's unsolved, and B, there's some theories that he was like supernatural, like a supernatural being. But most people, when they talk about him, witnesses, they say he was kind of like, I guess, kind of wearing all black, and just kind of what he would do is he wouldn't bring his own axe. He was like a opportunistic kind of killer. If there's somebody, he would take other people's axes
and kill them with their own axes.
Yes. And anyway, people thought he was supernatural because he did write a letter one time. I'm not sure if it was 100% proven it was him or not, but it said that he was like some sort of demon, and that he would spare anybody who played jazz music really loud. So that night, everybody played jazz music really loud, and there were no victims that day, but some people theorize that his magical powers, he was able to turn into like mist or something,
and go
under doors. Yeah. But like, because I guess maybe there wasn't a whole lot of evidence to show breaking in, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe nobody just locked their doors back then, because it was a long time ago when people didn't lock their doors.
Or maybe people actually, his victims knew him, so they let him in.
Oh my gosh, you know what? You are the detective. Like, has anyone said this? I don't think so. Clearly, you just smarter than everybody. You solved the case. The victims knew him. You know what though? That's actually a legit
They
theory.
could have known him, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not a theory people talk about a lot.
They should.
Cause who's in the maybe he was like a priest or something.
Yeah, or he could have been anything. A handyman. Oh, I left my tool bag in your back room. Can I go get it?
Yeah, exactly.
He could have been anyone though. So
Someone that the community would trust.
yeah,
We're making moves in this unsolved case.
we're gonna solve it.
Yeah, just wait.
All right. My fourth killer is Richard Ramirez, better known as the Night Stalker. He's, I don't know, I'd say decently popular. He did get a movie deal out of it that I know of. He would pretty much just rape and kill women. That was his stick.
Was he the one that was on a dating show?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, he was super, I don't know, charismatic.
Yeah, and he actually won, but
Yeah.
the lady thought he after meeting him for a minute, she's like, no, he's weird. I'm not actually gonna go on a date with him, even though he won.
Yeah.
But I don't blame her because obviously he was weird.
Yeah,
because
he killed a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, probably.
And he did escape the cops a few times.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah.
Still gives me paranoid to think about and talk about because
Right.
it's scary. All right, so who's next? My next one is Aileen. I can't say her name.
I think it's
Eileen, yeah. Eileen Warnos. Okay, and she's a female serial killer,
Mhm.
you know, which is it's
Impressive.
impressive. She's so feminist. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, usually there aren't that many girls.
Yeah, there aren't that many girls who, but there actually could be more. It just could be one of those things where they're not as likely, especially in the olden times, to get caught because people didn't think girls were,
capable of murdering.
exactly. A lot of the time they would get acquitted for stuff because
They're girls.
just because they're girls, you know.
Sexist. No.
But so in the thing about Eileen Warnos is that she also girls usually kill people with like poison or something because it's just
Easier.
yeah, but she actually killed people with guns.
Yeah.
And what she would do is she had a rough life, I guess, and she kind of ended up taking it out on her victims or something.
Yeah, she also has a movie
Yeah,
based
she
on her.
does.
So
Charlize Theron.
you can also
is
see
it,
that.
I think her is it.
Yeah,
actress.
Charlize Theron. Yeah.
But yeah, no, she would just
did
what
have a
she would
rough
do. She did. What she would do, I think eventually all of it like just made her so, I don't know, maybe so angry or something.
Right.
She would just like kill her victims and take their money. And I guess she would claim they were attempting to, treat TW, you guys. If this whole video is not trigger warning, we're talking about serial killers.
Right.
It's probably not a great topic for people who are,
Right.
scared.
Or victims of serial killers.
Yeah. But TW, she always claimed they all tried to rape her, but like
That means
thing
that
is-
she was also a prostitute.
yeah,
though.
she was
So,
like,
yeah.
how do all of them in a row?
Right, and
I
like
guess-
I said, she was a prostitute, so I mean,
She was-
I don't know
yeah.
about that.
I think that was just something she said as a way to
It's a
try
bad
as a
defense,
defense.
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, so that's her story. She got caught, and also she was also a lesbian and had a girlfriend that she was stealing for, and that's
Yeah.
That's all. We watch the movie, guys.
Yeah. Movies really explain them.
Yeah.
Alright, my third serial killer is H.H. Holmes. He's also known as like America's first serial killer, and he's pretty cool. I've only researched him a little bit, but they say he used to own a hotel, and in this hotel he'd have secret rooms where he would trap his victims and poison them or starve them or torture them in crazy ways, and like a whole bunch of people died at his hotel.
Yeah, and what he would do to hide is he would just keep switching the people who were building.
Yeah.
This was back in like what was it?
Like
early
1900s,
America, yeah. And I guess his real name wasn't. I don't think his real name was H.H. Holmes, but
Yeah, it
I don't
wasn't.
know what it is.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he was.
But
He was
yeah.
one of the first ones, like you said.
Yeah, and they don't even know how many victims he had because he disposed of the bodies so well, and he poured them and put them in acid and just dissolved their bones.
Yeah, and he was a good liar too. Like
Yeah.
he did a lot of lying.
Right, and it's crazy that it took them so long to figure out that he was a serial killer, since everybody at his hotel would eventually end up dying, you know.
Maybe he was like, was a...
Not everybody that went into the hotel died, but...
Yeah, that, and also it's probably people who were, like, foreign, like, nobody
right,
would
exactly.
miss... Not that saying that nobody would
It was a good
miss
time in
people,
history to kill people.
Yeah, no one's really keeping records of who's going where. If you're from, like, another state or from another country, it's going to be a lot easier to make you disappear. Cause,
exactly.
like, if you're from...
And he'd kill anyone, too. It didn't matter man, woman. He didn't have, like, a profile like some killers do. He'd kill anyone who came to the hotel that he felt like killing, or that got the wrong room number, where he had all these secret trapdoors and stuff.
Yeah. So, he's definitely a interesting one.
Yeah.
And plus, you know, look him up, you'll learn history stuff, too.
I got any of these facts wrong, tell me in the comments.
Yes, comment on us below.
Yeah.
The next one on my list is Jeffrey Dahmer. And he is a pretty popular one. Most people know of him. So his story kind of starts out when he was younger. His mom and his dad were not super great. Like, they kind of fought a lot, and his mom was kind of always wanted, like, I guess, attention on her and on her kids. And anyway, they ended up getting divorced. But before then, I guess Jeffrey Dahmer, his dad was, I think, what was he? His dad, like a chemist or something.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And he was showing his son became interested in, like, decomposition. So Jeffrey Dahmer became really interested in decomposition and how, you know, to preserve bones and stuff. He was really interested in that kind of stuff. So he had, like, a whole area where he would keep bones and stuff. And it became kind of like, you know, his dad was like, wow, look at him, he's gonna be a scientist at first. And then, you know, eventually as he grows up, and it doesn't, it's became weird. Okay.
He wasn't a scientist.
Yeah, he just wanted to see dead things.
And eat people.
Which is like one of the signs of being a serial killer. I feel like if you hurt animals like as a kid, that's a sign. But he wouldn't like kill them, I don't think. He would just find like roadkill or like a dead animal. He would take ones that were eaten.
It's weird though.
Yeah, it is weird. And then as he got older, he kind of like, I guess, negatively progressed. He would usually lure men in, specifically I think youngerish men. And he would usually lure them in with the promise of money for photos, or anything really. I think he could use to get them to go with him.
Yeah.
And another TW, he's kind of before he started killing. This is sad. Okay, so before he started killing TW guys, he molested a boy and later on went to kill his brother. So and that his brother actually almost escaped, but the police at the time were kind of, you know, it was like, I think, what time was this, like the 80s-ish?
Yeah.
And the police were kind of like not super okay with the LGBT community, even though he was younger looking, and he was also he was a minority of, like, I think Asian descent. I'm not 100% on that. But so what happened was he got out, and these two women seen him, you know, looking 14, he looks like a little kid. They called the police. And what Jeffrey Dahmer did at the time was he was trying to figure out how to zombify people perfectly, and zombify people and but still, it was weird. He didn't want them to eat vegetables, but he also wanted them to just lay there and be zombified. So I don't know where his logic was going with that. But he would drill holes in their heads and put boiling water or acid. Yeah. But he didn't 100% do it to this boy. And he got out, and the police was called. But the police gave him back to Jeffrey Dahmer because Jeffrey Dahmer convinced them that they were actually boyfriends. Even though, like, dude, this kid looked like a kid. He didn't look like an adult. So I don't know how they got that sign mixed up. And they gave him back to him, and then he killed him because he added more, like, water or something in the head hole, and it's just gross and scary to think about. Yeah. But yeah, that's Jeffrey. He did get caught, and he also kept someone's head in his locker at work, which I'm surprised no one noticed the smell. Right. He boiled heads. So there's a lot about it, what he did. It was a crazy. Well, not a. Yeah. He's a little psychopathic, I think. Definitely. But anyway, that's Jeffrey Dahmer.
Alright, my next one has never been caught, and that is why they're on my number 2 spot. It's the Zodiac Killer. And I like this killer because he'd send letters to the police and all that kind of crazy stuff, and they still never caught him. like to this day they don't know who the Zodiac killer is. And like I said, he'd taunt the police, he'd send letters, he'd tell them that more kills were gonna happen, and still never got caught. He mainly killed young couples.
But I mean, with taunting the police, that's like usually that's what gets them caught is when they taunt the police, because that's just so much evidence they're just giving out.
Right, and they even have like descriptions of the Zodiac killer and pictures even of descriptions, and still never been caught. And I think that's impressive for a serial killer.
I mean, that is pretty and scary, but you know, you also gotta think it's like DNA.
Right. But still, to this day, you know, sometimes they can go back and
get the DNA.
But
to cross-reference.
No, with the Zodiac killer.
They should. Like, with all the new advances in DNA, if they have any samples of DNA that might be his, they should definitely test that. Because
true, yeah.
They could probably find out who it is by now.
Or was.
They
he could be dead. We don't know, but he did stop killing eventually, so...
Maybe he died or went
or
to prison.
Maybe he's just killing in better ways. Maybe he stopped telling the police.
Maybe
we'll never know because he's never been caught.
Yeah, true. I don't think though that if he was that egotistical, I don't think he would just suddenly stop.
I don't think so either.
He'd probably like.
I think he either died or stopped killing, or maybe moved to Mexico.
Definitely seems like an attention needing, you know.
Yeah, but I still think that was really cool to taunt the police and still not get caught.
Exactly.
To have your description out there and still not get caught. Like to this day, with our new advances in DNA and everything, and nobody knows who the Zodiac killer was.
Still, impressive.
Yeah, so he made my list.
My number 2. Oh, that was my number 2. I already did that. My number 1 is okay. So this number 1 is gonna be a little like I was like, I don't know, kind of controversial-esque. Not really. It's just because allegedly they think he could have been, but it's never. We don't really know how many people he actually killed. Only 3 people are linked to him, but there could have been much more just because of the way this person killed. There's nobody who really knows a lot about him either, because he didn't do it for like notoriety or anything. He didn't want to be caught. Like he did it more as like for like a hobby, or I don't know, some sort of twisted hobby. Yeah. His name is Israel Keys, and how he would kill. He didn't have an MO either. Like who was it on your list? I didn't have one.
H.H. Holmes.
Yeah, he also. The only thing he wouldn't kill, Israel Keys wouldn't kill, was I guess kids and mothers, because he had after he had his daughter, he had a soft spot for like moms and little like kids, but he would literally everybody else to him was fair game. And what he would do is preemptively, he would find an area where he wanted to kill somebody. He wouldn't pick out a victim yet. And which is weird because I feel like a lot of serial killers stalk their victims before, but he wouldn't really stalk them. Israel Keys. He would just make a kill kit somewhere, and this kill kit, he would memorize where he put the kill kits, and the kill kits had stuff like rope and guns and other stuff.
And he'd leave it there for like years. Even.
Yeah, sometimes years, and he would still remember off the top of his head. Where they were.
It was.
And when he went there again, what he would do is he would pick a house, and he would find one with an attached garage, because it'd be easier for him to move the bodies through the house into the victims' cars with their attached garage. And no dogs. Like he had rules and stuff. And like that's how he would choose victims. It's somewhere in the area with his kill kit, attached garage, no dogs, and no kids or moms. So everybody else
was fair game.
Better start having kids. No, gotta be a mom. No. But that's how he would choose his victims. And anyway, like I said, he only had 3 official victims, so we don't know. He could have not killed that many people. He could have all been. He alluded to like 11 victims, but he could have been lying.
Or he could have killed more.
Yeah, he could have killed more. The only reason why, like, some serial killers do lie about their victim count because they want to seem cooler. But the only reason why it's unlikely he would have is because he wasn't doing it for.
He was doing it to get caught.
Yeah, he
didn't want people to know. He's not like the Zodiac killer. He didn't send letters to the cops.
Exactly.
He didn't want the fame.
What he told them, when he was like, I'll admit to more of it, I don't want my name everywhere, I don't want it all over the press. He was kind of the opposite of what a lot of serial killers, once they get caught, they want to be all over
the newspapers.
So, anyway, his 3 victims, 2 of them were like a married couple, and they could have actually confirmed this, but the house he left their bodies in got torn down, and they said, and it was all just kind of torn down, destroyed. So they can never tell if it was sure, but they're pretty sure because there were these two missing people. He described the area pretty well, and when they talked to the people who did tear down the old farmhouse where he left the bodies, they did say, "Oh yeah, there was a really weird smell here that smelled like really gross and bad, but like we didn't look at it or anything. We just kind of tore it down. We didn't think anything of it." But obviously, a smell like that, probably the smell of decay.
Exactly.
So that's why they think that one is confirmed. And then another one they know for a fact is confirmed because that's how he got caught. Was he was using a girl's credit card or something, or a debit card for after he murdered her, and he got caught doing that because using a debit card leaves a trail. So and he's actually relatively recent.
Yeah.
So
nice.
That's my number one.
All right, my number one is another famous one, Jack the Ripper. Another one that's never been caught. The ones that have been caught are obviously my favorites because I like that they got away with it.
Mystery.
Right, exactly. Like I said, most people know about Jack the Ripper. He would murder prostitutes mainly in England during like the 1800s or something crazy like that. And some people even think he came to America and became H.H. Holmes.
Oh my gosh, that would be crazy.
That's one of the theories I've heard about him, is that Jack the Ripper never got caught in London. You know, he killed a whole bunch of prostitutes, then he came over to America, opened his hotel, and became H.H. Holmes.
That would be
or was H.H. Holmes.
Yeah.
So that's one of the fun theories I like. So I could have two of the same people on my list even if H.H. Holmes turns out to be Jack the Ripper. But
someone has to do the
nobody ever caught Jack the Ripper. So that's why he's one of my favorites.
No, that's a good one. Like somebody do some
research into that.
Research into that.
Because that'd be really cool if he was H.H. Holmes.
Yeah. Somebody, because like there's a lot of theories about who Jack the Ripper was, but the thing is,
but again,
never there's no way.
And it's been so long.
Now.
He's good.
He's in the clear
because he's dead.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, by now.
Yeah, by now.
But still, I think that's pretty impressive that he could kill so many people and not get caught, and then maybe even come to another country and continue killing.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
A repertoire, is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's good kill streak right there.
That is our top 10
serial killers.
We could always come back and do another one too, because there's just like so many. Unfortunately, some people
we could do newer ones.
Yeah,
maybe some less heard of ones even.
Yeah,
because we had a few that aren't too popular, but
or
a lot of mine were
popular. Like specifically dedicated to unsolved.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I do like the unsolved ones.
Yes.
Me and Haley will solve them right here in front of you. No.
Right here, right now. Detectives.
Drop some cold case files. Me and Haley will get on it. No.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's our top 10 personal 5-ish serial killers. Hope you learned something, and if I mean, this was kind of general knowledge you said, but if you have anything else to add about any more knowledge to add,
or if you want to correct us, like one of us said something wrong, you're like, no, I know for a fact that's not what happened, then let us know. That would be good to know.
Exactly.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. So, spooky one.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching.
And have a great magical day.